extended triangle, you need to have your legs about 3 to 3.5 feet wide, and then you're turning, we're going to go to the left first. The left foot comes out 90 degrees, the heel's in line with the instep of the right foot here in the middle. So you're nice and firm and balanced, and this is where we're going to use our support, okay? So we're not going to overdo it. So you, first of all, just enjoy that opening up of the body, and the main thing is we're going to keep these hips pointing forward, okay? So there's no twisting of the hips, and that's really important when you're pregnant, to focus on opening up. Big breath in, and then you just, as if you're being pulled over to that left side, okay? And it's really nice. Sometimes when I'm tired now, you know, if I've not slept so well or something, I will use the support, because I discovered when practicing using the support, it's very relaxing. So the main thing is, when you're pregnant, you've got to try and keep this right hip open, and you can just look up at the right hand. So you're turning, and that also helps to keep that from twisting forward. So you don't want this sort of thing happening. This is why we're using the support. You can just use a couple of firm pillows or really firm cushions if you haven't got a proper stool like this. And you're just holding this when you're pregnant for no more than about 30 seconds up to a minute, but later on, as you get heavier, you just hold it for less. Obviously, if you're not pregnant, you can hold it for as long as you like. Listening to the body, that's the important thing. In this posture, it brings a lot of beautiful energy. You know, you're opening up the whole of the body. Just visualize yourself like a flower opening up, and all the circulation's coming into the chest, and it's helping to realign and strengthen the ankles and the legs as well. So when you come up again, just circling those hips, or maybe if your knees feel a little bit strange, you can circle those. Whatever you feel like relaxing a little bit. Usually for me it's the lower back. So we have a little pause, and when you feel that the energy's a little bit more stable again, and you just repeat that on the other side. So it's 3 to 3.5 feet apart, and this left foot is pointing towards the right. Enjoying that open feeling. If you don't have a support like this, you can use your shin bone as well. So that's the important thing to remember. If you're pregnant, the hand doesn't go all the way down to the ankle or the floor like it would do if you weren't pregnant. But also, if you're recovering from an illness and you just want to be gentle with your body and do it in a more relaxed way, just use this stool or some sort of block, wooden block. Brings a nice calm energy into the body. don't need to go down so far. You can even just put your hand on your knee to start with. Okay, and then when you feel your body starting to ache a little bit, so the next posture will continue on the right side. We're opening up the body a lot wider, so it's a good 4 feet, so a good metre apart this time. And then again turning. This time the block is, or your support is, a little bit further away, and this foot is staying more open to the left, but the outer edge, keep the weight on the outer edge of the foot where the little toe is and the whole of that side. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to bend this leg as well a little bit like this. Breathing in, breathing out. And then this time we're going to put the hand down like so, but we're going to stretch this arm all, and then tuck your chin down so the fingers of my left hand are pointing. So this lower leg is at a right angle. So try and have your right heel in line there. And again, you're really keeping everything open here. Okay. You can tuck the arm behind once you're in the right position, but remember to keep this upper shoulder well back. And you don't hold this for as long as the triangle, because it's a really strong posture, but it's a very good at it's exercising every joint in your body, and that's really beneficial for the strength and the stamina, and it helps to realign your body as well into the right structure. So if our structure is strong and in alignment, then we're not going to suffer problems with our ankles or knees. And if the ankles or the knees are weak, that's when the lower back gets affected. So just making sure that you're recovered, taking some breaths, maybe relaxing, keeping that, stretching that right ear to the right shoulder mindfully. Breathing in, breathing out, and the other way. And these are beautiful, mindful exercises to do any time of day. And when we do this sort of releasing of the neck, it allows the energy to flow freely, you know, and so will prevent headaches, and particularly if you're one of these people that are on a monitor or doing a lot of typing, it will stop you getting migraines and headaches and tiredness. So again, 4 to 4.5 foot. So the foot's not so stretched in, it's slightly over to the outer edge. The pressure of the weight is on the outer edge there. Bending the knee, pushing the block just slightly further away this time. And obviously, if you're not pregnant and you want to build up to doing the full posture, you just take the block away. So you take the block away, you can put your hand down on the ankle like that, or even flat on the floor. That's the hardest position, flat on the floor. Okay, and that's again, you wouldn't hold this posture for very long, because it's it takes up quite a bit of stamina and strength. And then you come out the way you went in. Standing in Tadasana. So if you remember Tadasana, It's a little bit like a soldier on parade. Chest is out, spine is pulling back a little bit. So everything here is open, all the energies are flowing. And there's shoulders up. And opening the arms, opening the fingers, bringing a smile into the face, and just focusing on the breath. And just tightening up these lower orifices here. And just a slight tightening here in the lower abdominal area. And then mindfully taking a deeper breath. I'm going to do more of this later, so this is a slight warm up for that. So taking 2 or 3 breaths like that. And then we'll go to the right this time. So this is another triangle, and again this time the legs are a little bit closer together. 3 to 3.5 feet, turning the right foot out. Everything's in alignment, and then we're turning this foot to point towards the right foot, upper foot. And this time we're going to bring the hands, in fact we could do that before we turn. Bring your hands together like this if you can. So the hands are going to push up, and you can see how this is pushing my chest out. And this posture is really good if you have like a bit of a humpback, lordosis here, or arthritis in the upper back. And this is going to help me correct that. Okay, so once you've got your hands in position, then you get your legs into the correct position. And then just stretch back, pushing those hands. If you can't have your hands together, just holding at the elbows is just as good. And just enjoying that. Now if you're pregnant, you're going to keep the body in a 45 parallel, so the spine becomes parallel with the floor. So no going all the way down like this. If you're not pregnant, you can go down, but you're going to keep your chin up. The aim is to keep the spine concave, so it's like this. So this is the head. And again, just holding it for about 15 to 30 seconds. And it also brings a lot of extra energy into your brain, so it's also good for, you know, brain fog when you've over concentrated or you're very tired. It's bringing a huge amount of energy, and it helps to relieve migraines, because migraines are usually a combination of nervous tension, tiredness, overdoing things. And this is helping to recorrect your posture, because when you're overdoing things and you've got a lot of anxiety and stress, your body becomes out of alignment, and certain muscles, particularly in the back, shoulders and neck, they're really tight. So this time we'll just relax those ankles a little bit. It's the perfect morning out here to do yoga because we've got a slight cool breeze. It's very early, it's about 8:30 in the morning. It's not too hot. Never do yoga outside when it's really hot. So let's do that on the other side. So put your arms in the correct position first of all. Enjoying that open feeling, switching back, keeping your chin tucked in. Head stays up, remember. And this posture is really good for morning sickness. So it's helping the acidity in the abdominal area as well. All these sort of movements where we're bending the body like that, it's helping with the toning these abdominal organs. Okay, so we're going to use a block for those of you that are pregnant or recovering from illness. So the legs are as wide apart as possible, but the feet stay sort of pointing forwards. Okay, so there's no splaying out or inwards of the feet. And then we just put the hands on the hips and we just gently come forward, and then using either the floor if you're not pregnant, or your nice block. It needs to be about a good 1.5 feet away, and then you can lean onto it like this. And then opening up, focus on opening up that pelvic area. Keeping your head up. Whether you're using a block or the floor, the head stays up. So again, your spine is doing this. It's in that sort of concave position. So when we do that, we're keeping the spine in its natural position, and that allows all the heart and the circulation and everything is vibrant and flowing. So you can hold this one for slightly longer than the other posture. And particularly when you're using a block, you know, it does feel quite easy for me. When the hands are on the floor, it's a much more difficult posture. And this helps to relieve tautness when you're pregnant. It helps to relieve tautness in the trunk of the body, or even if you're not pregnant. So it's helping with that. Let me check my notes. John, just pass those notes for me. There is something else as well that it helps. So it's good for heaviness in the abdomen. So particularly when you're pregnant and you're feeling, you know, that there's a lot of heaviness here. If you do this posture, it helps to relieve that heaviness, and it also helps to relieve backaches. Okay. And just you can hold this one for as long as you like, really. It's not particularly when you're using a block, it's not difficult. And then when you feel you've done enough, just walking your feet in like this. So then the next movement is going to be shoulder stands. So this is where you really need to use a lot of protection, particularly because I'm out here on a hard floor. So and this is where you're going to use your partner as well, if those of you that are pregnant. And it's really important to do the shoulder stand after if you've done the headstand. It's really important that you do this because it helps to balance out that that high energy that you've created. So that's why we did the headstand at the beginning, because it's giving you a huge boost of energy. And then this helps to settle that energy, because if you don't settle the energy, then you're a little bit too much sort of excitement going on in the head there. So you see how I'm doing this. I'm using this one and making sure I've got lots of cushioning to protect the neck vertebrae. And this one, it's always good to have the folded blanket. So my shoulders are going to come here. About 2 inches away from the edge. So I've got lots of cushioning for my neck. And to start with, you're just allowing the energy to relax. So in this we call it the corpse position, with the hands facing upwards and the feet just splayed out. And just visualize that you're breathing energy in through the soles of your feet, and it's coming all the way up to the top of the head, and then it's coming down again. And after the shoulder stand, we're going to go immediately into the plough. So again, we'll need the block. Perhaps you could pass me the block, John. And again, the shoulder stand is, they call it the mother of all postures. So just let you know what the benefits of this are. It really helps with fatigue, it soothes the brain and the nerves, relieves hot flushes, it's curative in menstrual disorders, hot flushes and urinary disorders. Okay, so we're all ready for doing this shoulder stand. And just if you've got heavy breasts, use some extra cushioning, some under the shoulders, not here but under the shoulders, maybe an extra blanket. Make sure that's folded a few times, okay? And that helps, because one of the main things when we go into a shoulder stand is, as you'll see, you get this sort of, it's called a sort of a neck lock, which is helping to really activate the energy and stimulate all the endocrine glands. So that's an important part of it, and it takes quite a bit of getting used to as well, that feeling. It's almost as if you're choking a little bit, but it gets easier and you get used to it, okay? And make sure, if you've not done this before, that you're using a partner, and particularly if you're pregnant. You could also have your bottom right next to a wall and use the wall as well, but using a partner is always safer and easier. Okay, so this pose is one of the most beneficial, and the whole body benefits from this pose. It brings peace and health. It's an aid for anemia and low vitality. It relieves palpitations, aids purification of the blood, asthma, breathlessness and throat problems. It helps to eliminate colds and nasal conditions. It's a cure for digestive ulcers, colitis and piles. So this again is one that you do every day. And the first movement is just relaxing on your back, making sure the shoulders are about 2 inches away from the edge of the back, because this is the protection for your neck. And we've got the stool there for when we move into the plough position, where the legs are going to come and relax here. Or you can use a high chair as well if you don't want your legs to go too far back. Just start off with a high chair. And focusing now on, just like we did before we did the headstand, you just take a few moments centering yourself, visualizing what you're going to be doing, and knowing that it's going to bring a lot of benefits into your body. Breathing the energy up from the soles of the feet, up to the crown of the head, and then down the front of the body. That's the way the energy does circulate in our body. So we're tuning in with the rhythm of the body and its energy flows. And then we just start by bending the knees in towards the body. And then we push the elbows into the floor, because we're going to propel the legs first of all into a half shoulder stand. So I'll show you how to do that. And if you've got your partner, they can help you as well to support your legs into this and to help lift you up. Well, first of all, I'll show you without the partner, and then I'll ask John to come and demonstrate with a partner. So I'm pushing my elbows down and I'm taking my legs up into the air, and then just supporting with your hands. But if you've got a partner, they can help you to get into that position. If you're pregnant, you don't want to strain your lower abdominal area. And so just staying in this half, and just see how I'm just gently using my hands. So I'm just resting again, just for a few moments. And you hold this posture for as long as you held the headstand. So if you held the headstand for 15 seconds, you just hold this for 15 seconds, and then you could go back into the plough. And when you're in the plough, you just relax your arms down towards the feet, or you can actually touch the feet with the fingers. And if you're not pregnant, you don't need the stool. It's just if you're pregnant, you've got a big baby here and you don't want to cause too much compression. So we're going to go back up, and this time we're going to go into a full shoulder stand, and John's going to come and demonstrate now how your partner can help you. So he's going to allow my legs to come onto his arms, or he can actually use his body weight if he wants. So he's going to help me judge when everything's in alignment. So just keeping the legs slightly apart, and this is where a wall could come in handy as well, where you could just support your heels on the wall, walking your feet up the wall. Now if you're not pregnant, you can do this sort of movement as well. If you just leave go, John. Now I find that helps me to stay in the correct position. So I'm in the neck lock now. You can see it's causing a slight irritation on the back of my throat. How my chin is in the notch of my my upper shoulder clavicle. What's the clavicle? I've forgotten the name of this bone up here. Do you know what it's called?
Don't ask me.
This bone here.
The throat, or below the throat?
Yeah, the bone there.
The bone? Oh, don't ask me. Something on the rib cage.
Well, all I know is called the clavicle in medical terms, but there's a notch, isn't there, right at the top of the sternum, and you can alternate which leg goes where. But if you're pregnant, keep your legs together and use the support of a partner until you're feeling able to hold that. And then what I tend to do is I will come back into my half shoulder stand. That takes the neck lock off. But when the neck lock is off, you're not actually getting all the benefits, because it's the neck lock which is activating the endocrine glands in that specific way, which is helping to purify the thyroid gland and pushing energy into all the other endocrine glands. And again, I'm just bringing myself back into the neck lock. And then when you're ready to come down, obviously build it up. So just start with maybe half a minute, and then you can build it up between 1 and 5 minutes, and that's when you're pregnant, because the benefits of this are so good. And then what I tend to do is I just bring my head towards my knees, so I'm stretching my neck out, giving my neck a nice relax here. And then just get a little cushion for your head. Have a little cushion for your head. If you've got one, I'm just sliding down. And then I'll just fold this. So again, you just totally relax now, like we did at the start. And also after you've done the headstand, make sure you just take a minute or two. It's allowing the beautiful energy that you've created in the body to activate and really allow your body to make the most of that beautiful energy that you've created. It is a lovely revitalized feeling that you get after doing the shoulder stand and the headstand. And I can feel the difference now that I've done this second posture, inverted posture, how everything's back into the total balance again. If you just do the headstand alone, the energy is far too high. You need to do this to bring it back into total harmony again. And then also this is another one, nice one to do after doing the shoulder stand. Push your elbows into the floor and the crown of the head comes onto the mat. So the most important thing to remember if you're pregnant and you're doing these inverted postures, you must use a partner so that you're not straining this lower abdominal area. And now we're going to continue with some sitting postures, and just a reminder here of the benefits of those sitting postures. So they aid easy delivery and helping greatly reduce labour pains, but it's a matter of continuing now all the way up to when you have the baby. You don't do these when you're giving birth, when you're in labour. It's a little bit like, if you do a marathon, you start the training for the marathon a year in advance, okay? So, so the more you do regular practice on a daily basis, the easier the delivery will be. You'll have minimal pain. Other benefits are passing of urine is made easier, discharges from the vagina become far less or even stop. They keep the pelvic region nice and broad, allowing more room for the fetus to move, and they strengthen the spine, and they're also really good tonic for your kidneys, and all the internal abdominal organs are given a nice toning effect, because when we're in this sitting, particularly the sitting forward bending, everything is getting a gentle massage, so it has a detoxifying effect. Okay, so let's do this now. So we're just going to move slightly into the shade because it's getting a little bit sunny now. Opening up the mat a little bit easier for myself. And again, you get yourself ready for your sitting postures. So the first one, and remember, if you're pregnant, the blanket 4 inches, so you need to roll it. So that's about 4 inches, okay? Or use some towels or a cushion. Is the camera positioned in the correct position, John? So if you're pregnant, you're using that nice cushion. Again, if you're new to yoga, or you're recovering from, you want to build up your stamina, just use the cushion, make it easier for yourself. So this is Dandasana. Obviously I don't need the cushion. So Dandasana is where we sit really with the spine nice and upright, and I'm pushing, so they're opening up the energy pathways, and this is really good tonic for your kidneys. And you're breathing that beautiful energy. You feel this opening up in the chest and the circulation. Just holding that for maybe 5 seconds. And just visualizing the posture. So this posture is where we bend this right leg, and we're bringing the heel up into the groin area. Okay, so this leg is going to, obviously if you're sitting on lots of cushioning, your leg's going to be up slightly, but the main aim is to get this right leg at a right angle. And then you work your way down the left leg, and this is where you can use, if John could just pass me the strap, so if you're pregnant or you've not done this before, using a strap or just a scarf, and anything, a tie, a scarf, just to give yourself the ability to wrap that round the leg. So if you're pregnant, that makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? And then if you're pregnant, you just keeping the leg nice and straight, keeping the spine concave, and keeping the head up, and it's the chin that points, okay? And you're going to stay in that 45-degree angle. So if you're not pregnant, you can just take hold like so. And you're trying to keep the sternum on this thigh muscle here. And if you're pregnant, just hold it for about 15 to 20 seconds. If you're not pregnant, you can lower the arms and you can allow the body to come right down onto that knee. And you're working towards getting the chin and the head towards that shin area. say, don't hold it too long if you're pregnant. Hold it as long as you like if you're not pregnant. But if you're new to yoga, again, just hold it for about maybe 30 seconds. Okay, starting in that Dhanasana posture. Taking a few deeper breaths. Bringing a smile into the face, into your back, into your spine, into your heart, your kidneys. If you're pregnant, into the lovely baby, sending that energy, relaxation, of joy into the body. And bending that left leg. Pregnant, using the strap. If you're new to yoga, remember just taking it easy, listening to what your body can manage. I've been doing these postures for many months. Visualize that you're breathing energy up through the leg and down the spine. Use the word peace maybe. Peace, I am peace. Joy, I am joy. If you're not pregnant, go a bit lower. If you are pregnant, coming up now and going into the Dandasana. All is well. That's your mantra. All is well in my life, in my world. Everything is getting better. If you are pregnant, visualize yourself getting stronger and healthier, eating healthy foods, staying as positive as possible. All those thoughts and feelings have an effect on the growing fetus. So the happier and healthier you are, the happier and healthier the baby will be when it's delivered. You'll have set the correct patterning for the baby to thrive, both emotionally, mentally and physically. And then we're going to stay in the sitting posture. If you're pregnant, use or you're new to yoga, you use your cushioning, so that goes under the base of the spine. If not, what the cushion does, it just slightly lifts your spine a little bit. And then what you're going to do is, if you're pregnant, you can just keep your hands by the hips, or you can just relax them down like so. If you're not pregnant, you can hold onto those feet and you can bring yourself chin and head down towards the floor. And you can hold that if you're not pregnant. Well, even if you are pregnant, holding your posture for as long as possible. Okay? It's getting a little bit hotter here, so I've decided to put my hat on, and I've come slightly under the shade of the banister as well. So holding this, whether you're pregnant or not, for as long as possible. And these are the ones that are going to make the delivery easier and contractions less painful. Okay. And also what you can do is, before you come out of it, just massaging down, because there's lots of energy pathways here to all the abdominal organs. And some areas do feel a little bit achier than others, and maybe focus on those achy areas. Okay, so from that posture, go back for a while into Dandasana. Just resting and relaxing, just for a few moments. In this next posture as well, you can use a wall, so you could lie down with your bottom and your legs on a wall. But basically, you can also do it sitting, and you're just opening up those legs as wide as is possible. And again, this is helping to broaden that pelvic area, aiding easy delivery and less problems. And again, you're just going to keep those hands down by the sides if you're pregnant. You should be sitting on your blanket as well, and pushing the palms of the hands down and holding this again for as long as possible. Again, if you're lying on your back, your legs can just come down the wall like that. And if you're not pregnant, you can see if you can take hold, like so, of the big toes like that. Keeping that spine concave, keeping your head up. And if you want to, you can bring the hands down like this and just work yourself down. And that's a good warm up for the tortoise. The tortoise is where you take your hands underneath, but we're not going to do that today. So that was our final posture. So sorry, no, there is one more. Again, using your blanket if you're pregnant, so that they takes the strain off your heels, or if you're new to yoga. So I just push the support under a little bit so it doesn't get in the way, because the feet, the ankles should be right in line with your hips there. So if you're not pregnant, you can do away with that and just sitting in between. And again, this is really beneficial, and you should hold this posture as long as possible when you're pregnant. This part of it we just hold for about 15 to 20 seconds, where we're stretching up like that. Keeping the elbows by the ears. It just brings a lovely relaxed feeling, and you can actually do your breathing exercises that we're going to do next in this position if you want to, or you can do it in a much more relaxed way, which I'll show you now. With some cushions. So if you just feel like a real chill out time, just use these cushions. You have to have one from the lumbar area, which is from here all the way up, supporting to keep the supporting the chest in it. So particularly if you're pregnant, you want to have the chest raised, and also with the cushions it's helping to keep your head into a neck lock. So this is quite important, whichever position, okay? And also it's a very relaxing way to do the breathing exercises. So the first exercise we're going to do, we're not going to have any great effort in it. It's just a matter of elongating the out breath. So when we elongate the out breath, I'm going to sit up and talk to you to do this. basically, what happens, do you want to point the camera in my face, please? Yeah, so they can see me. So just relaxing in your chosen posture now. And then really relaxing the whole of your body. So a good way of doing that is using a hand mudra. So the hands come on the backs of the legs, so the wrists are nice and loose and the fingers are nice and relaxed on your body. Just keeping the palms open, the arms separate. Okay, and then just closing your eyes and just letting go of any tension, just almost as if you're looking through the body, and if there's any tense bits, just using the breath, breathing in and out and just letting go. It could be your shoulders, could be the stomach, the feet, the eyes, just relaxing the throat, the whole of the skull. Keep focusing just on the in-breath now. So as we breathe in, taking that breath into the chest, so the floating ribs, the lower ribs here, expanding the middle of the chest, opening like a flower, and the upper ribs. It's as if that breath is flowing all the way into the throat and the top of the head. And then as you breathe out, just allowing a gentle energy to keeping the diaphragm relaxed and just gently allowing the breath to flow out. And I want you to make the out breath twice as long as the in breath. So maybe breathing in for a count of 3 or 4 and breathing out for a count of 12. Whatever suits you, as long as the out breath is longer than the in breath. So if you are sitting in a sitting posture, just keeping that chin down, so that's important. Or using an extra cushion if you're lying on the floor or the bed, just to keep the chin. It's almost you're going into a neck lock, so that you've got that notch, haven't you? And we're trying to recreate that neck lock that we achieved in the shoulder stand. You can build that up, because if you're not used to it, it can feel a bit awkward. Build it up over the weeks. So breathing in, the count of maybe 4 or 5 now as your breath is slower. Fully inflating those lungs and just using the diaphragm to control a slow out breath. Everything is smooth, relaxed, easy. Not overdoing anything. And elongating the out breath helps people with coronary heart problems, high blood pressure, nervous energy, anxiety. Checking your posture, making sure that your chest is, particularly if you're in a sitting position, the chest is protruding, the shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed, smile into the eyes. All the focus is just on that elongating the out breath. Have a slight pause at the end of the out breath. Maybe use the word peace, or calm, or relax. Feeling the air as you take the next gentle in-breath, smoothly drawing that air into the nasal passages. Feel it coming into the palate, into the mouth area. Watching the chest rise. Watching the body relax as the breath is expelled. Focusing on that diaphragm as it gently allows the air to flow out of the body. More relaxed. Smooth inhalation. Slow and controlled exhalation. Using the diaphragm to expel every last drop of air, leaving the body with any thoughts, trying to empty the mind, relaxing, releasing. And flow with life, like the ocean wave. The wave flows into the body, breathing in, lying on a warm, sunny beach. As you breathe out, the wave is flowing out, taking away any tension, any thoughts, being dissolved into the coolness of the ocean. Peace, I am peace as I breathe in. Surrounded by peace as I breathe out. So letting that go now, and we're going to focus on a different breathing exercise, and this exercise is the opposite of what we've just done. So it's elongating the in-breath, it's making the in-breath longer than the out-breath, and when we do that, we're helping to increase our blood pressure. So those of us that, I'm one of them, get a little bit dizzy from time to time on standing from a crouched position. Also tiredness, vitality. This one increases the vitality and energy. So if you need to be energized, you increase the amount of the in-breath. So try that one now. Breathing in maybe for a count of 7. Taking that energy with the ocean wave all the way to the top, the crown of the head. And then just allowing the breath to gently flow out for a count of 5, 4 or 5. And as soon as you breathe out, there's no holding the out breath. You breathe in. It's called circular breathing, so you may have heard it called that. There's no inflating the abdominal area, it's just a very gentle in-breath. Elongating the in-breath. Also have a pause at the top of the in-breath, so you can visualize when you get to the top, the crown of the head, have a slight pause, and then, but not so that you're puffing the air out. Don't get breathless, because that defeats the object. It's a very gentle, steady in-breath, not overdoing anything or overstraining. A very controlled out-breath, using the diaphragm to control a slow out-breath. But the out-breath's going to be coming out a lot faster than before. Going to be a lot shorter, I should say. And this also helps us with our fears. So if we're feeling fearful, or if we're the type of person that gets fearful about situations or phobias, you should practice this type of breathing. It's also good for an inferiority complex where we're lacking maybe self-belief or confidence. We don't feel good enough in a situation. Use this breath. Back into the beautiful beach with the warm sun melting any tension. Using that positive affirmation. Joy. I am joy. Surrounded by joy as we breathe out. Happiness. See yourself in a happy situation, doing the things you love to do. See yourself nursing that happy, healthy baby. Gratitude, having gratitude for this beautiful body. I am gratitude, surrounded by gratitude on the out breath. Life, I am life, engaging in a positive life. Breathing out, surrounded by a beautiful life. Life, visualizing yourself living life fully, joyfully, happily. And when we do this, we help to open up a beautiful life for ourselves. We're creating, we're drawing in these positive events in our life. Happily living life, positively, doing all the things that we love to do. Perhaps visualizing the way that you want to be, and working towards it with your visualization and affirmation. I am health, surrounded by this healthy body. Healthy people. I am energy. Surrounded by positive energy on the out breath. I am success. Creating successful outcomes for myself and in my life. And the final breathing technique that I'm going to teach you today is the deeper yogic breath. And with the deeper yogic breath, you might feel it is a little bit easier in a more of an upright position. So you can sit in this Vasana position that that we did earlier, or just on the edge of a chair. And this is something that you could do particularly if you're stressed or towards the end of the day where you need to unwind. And there's no particular pausing at the top or the bottom of the breath. It's just a deeper technique altogether. The important one with this is keeping that chin in the neck lock, but working to that. Don't make that an obstacle to enjoying the technique. Again, your hands are in this position, or you can just use the Naori in, where I'm just joining my index finger and my thumb and creating, so it's the same finger and thumb, but I'm just creating a lock between them, a circle between them. And the right hand goes on top of the left. Okay, so when you're ready, so basically the only difference here with this technique is we're really going to focus on using the diaphragm and the lower abdominal area to push away the exhaling the air out of the body. So if it feels a bit uncomfortable when you're rather bigger with the baby, with the fetus, don't worry about doing that. Just do the deeper breath part where you're just bringing the you're really like a hero, you know, protruding the chest, and here from particularly the centre of the chest, particularly us women, we don't tend to fully extend the ribs here, usually because we've got a tight bra or a wire under here. So I want you to either loosen off your bra or use a softer bra for this technique. I'm just really inflating from this part, like almost visualise that there's a flower opening here when you get to the middle of the chest. And that's the only difference. So it is a slightly deeper technique. So practice on that. So starting with just pulling in those lower abdominal muscles. It's just a very slight pulling everything towards the spine. It's not no great amount of contraction. It's just gentle. Everything's gentle when we do the breathing. Everything's kept loosely, you know, and soft with ease. So you can see how my chest is really opening out with this technique. I'm keeping my chin down, and I'm really focusing now on feeling that slight sound as the breath comes in. Sa, sa. It's a slight noise as the air hits the palate at the back of the upper palate. And as you breathe out, so just have even breaths, breathing in maybe for 5 and so with this deeper type of breathing, you practice it to start with a lot less. So we do 8 to 10 cycles, and you build it up to 20 because it's a lot more powerful. And you know, you could find that you start detoxifying, but the benefits are fantastic. With prolonged practice, it creates stable-mindedness, and your powers of concentration improve greatly. You're not swayed by emotions or thoughts. Your actions and thoughts become a lot clearer, purer, and it's a stepping stone towards really deep meditation. The other benefits: the brain experiences a coolness of mind, calmness, and an exhilaration. The body becomes light, the nerves are calmed, the chest is strengthened and strong, and it creates great health and vitality in the body. So this is why the relaxation and the breathing techniques are such a big important part of yoga. So keep practicing daily, and thank you for joining me.